Away we go. Morris on the lag, breaks in frame one, makes 2 reds, and he sees. Could probably make a case for either here. I think he may go yellows, but definitely make a case for either.
Oh, yellows is the choice, and they're pretty wide open. I guess the red below the 8 ball was the one, wasn't it? It goes, but
yeah,
you have to get to it, whereas yellows, they all connect together.
So as you rightly said, the round of 64 coming to a conclusion. There's a few games just finishing up. Josh Kane's on the hill against Andy Williams, 6-2. Click Starley 5-3 up over Neil Rayburn. Jimmy Croxton on the hill against Tom Jones. Shane Thompson through against Jez Graham. Jack Whelan, Phil Parkin also through. Just a few more games to finish out this round, which are all going to start fairly soon. That will give us our last 32 lineup. In our final weekend of the year. 5th time we've trekked up to Blackpool.
Carl's going pretty quickly here, isn't he? He's kind of got a bit of a motor on.
Yeah.
Normally he's a little bit more sedate than this. This is quite noticeable.
Yeah, he's when he's just over that slightly, he should still be able to hold this. He can drop it in and just hold. Should be able to kill the cue ball with 2 cushions.
Oh, he's going the other way.
He is going the other way, yeah.
Is he playing the cannon?
I assumed the that's worked out okay. I assumed that the 8 ball passed into bottom left, but I'm looking at the overhead. I'm not sure it did. So the cannon it was, cutting it into the middle.
Yeah, and it drops. A good visit to the table. That was 2.5 minutes from Houdini, but certainly until that last 2 shots, he was kind of running around the table.
Yeah.
Deal with your chances. So far, we haven't seen anything from Cy Fitz. This is his first touch of the table, and it's a good one. Not necessarily the greatest control of the cue ball, but the result is fantastic.
Good split. Got a choice of either reds or yellow. He's got an opener on red's top right. He can get through the gap. He's got this yellow to bottom left. And probably go reds here. The 2 yellows are tied up together in the middle of the table. Would need some work, so it's okay.
It's going to be just all about that transition.
Yeah.
Getting that one good shot, getting the right angle to come down the table. It depends how much room there is. You'd almost want to come down the right-hand side, but probably the right way to go here is left-hand side and use one of the 2 to top left, probably the one nearest the break line. If he can work that, and then you've got room, but then the window down the bottom of the table isn't big. It's going down there now. Yeah, I don't mind it. Just needed a bit more control or a better cannon.
Thought that was a little bit risky.
I think maybe just he felt he had so much angle that he was struggling to hold anyway. Why not go down and deal with it? The reason I would have liked to leave it till last is simply that you're going down, you're transitioning once rather than twice. You're going down once for the red rather than going red back up the table and then back down the table.
He had the option of the red to the right centre, the one to the right-hand side of the table. Wow.
So not a good first visit
for
Simon Fitzsimmons. Not the worst leave, though. He's going to at least put Carl Morris under a little bit of pressure if he wants to be aggressive. Carl might have an easy snooker here. Depends how easy it is just to brush off the yellow and leave the cue ball welded up behind it once touching the cushion. That might be risky in itself.
try and cut it in. Surely that
can't be on.
thin.
That can't. This.
Looking at the overhead,
Where's he going?
Maybe just, but
That's not on.
No, it's way for thin. I'm surprised he's not just bumping in behind that yellow, though. I really am. I know what you're saying, that it's depends how easy it is. But I mean, even if he couldn't get the snooker, he could have left it absolutely safe. Again, in no man's land, those two reds on top of each other. I don't think he's on anything here. I don't think the one to the left of the cue ball passes.
What was he playing on that line?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was he trying to pull up short, go further? Was he? It's difficult to know, actually. I don't know whether he could have got the line to go the other side of the two yellows, which would have made life a lot easier. I don't know if that line was available.
Maybe this just passes. No, it was the plan. Good plan, though.
How about that? Hammered it in.
Yeah. Again, just slightly off angle. He's going to have to use a lot of side here. Unless he can just take his medicine, come way over to the far side of the table. Well,
I think this goes bottom left, so it's just a little bit short to be perfect on it.
it's good.
Yeah, second time of asking, but Simon does get there. That was actually an excellent plant he played. Yeah,
I've seen both Ian and Craig in the hotel over the last couple of hours, so they have been around. That's a really well matched game, actually.
All the scores are available on Ultimate Pool TV. We'll keep you updated as we're going through as well. Certainly as we get into the deep end, we'll have all the last 32s tonight. Tell you our next match will be from the last 32, Tom Cousins and Mark Fleming. That will follow immediately after the game we have now. Obviously, that was a big factor last time we were here. Mark Fleming did for Tom Cousins on his run through to the semi-final.
Just going back to Ian Alley, I know that he will be practicing a lot at the moment. There's a big Ultimate Pool money match clash coming up in a couple of weeks' time in December between Ian Alley and Declan Brennan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've got a big money match they're playing over in towards St Albans, Hemel Hempstead way, 14th of December. I'm not sure what the pot size is, but it's going to be a big one, I know, because they've both got a lot of supporters.
Ian's he'll take on any match, won't he? He doesn't care.
Not scared of anyone.
He's bigger in I don't know how to. His stature in the game is way bigger in money match terms than it ever has been in tournament terms, and it's so easy for us to look at it and say, well, Declan's one of the top players on the Ultimate Pool Pro circuit, and Ian's one of the players that pops up every now and then. But money match terms, they're so tough to call.
Yeah, Ian's a bit of a beast when it comes to playing for money. No fear whatsoever. He's taken out some huge games in the past.
As has Simon, actually. Simon's got a rich history in the money match arena.
Yeah, Simon, the last time I saw him play a money match was against Jordan Shepherd, and he didn't do too well in that one.
He's beaten Shane Thompson, beaten John McAllister.
Yeah.
He's had some good wins.
And of course, Ian's opponent, Craig Waddingham, been involved in some of the most famous money matches ever seen between him and Mark Boyle. Fantastic games they were.
Yeah. Great spectacles.
Couple of I think one was 30-28. The next one was 30-29, sharing the spoils.
I think the first one just captured the pool world's imagination. I know you're on commentary for it, but it was every single frame seemed to be a finish off the break.
It was ridiculous.
It was absolutely ridiculous.
One of the classics.
Oh, we're talking about that. The bouncer is going through this finish. It's gone slightly awkward. Don't know if this red goes to right centre, and if it does, can he slide by the 8 ball? Probably not.
I think he can screw on and off the side cushion. If it goes to middle, he can play it off the side, with like reverse screw.
Yeah.
Screw up the table.
A couple of ifs in there, though.
Yeah, whether it goes is the point. If it only goes to the top
long.
corner.
He is taking it long.
Yeah.
So watch the cue ball as well. Well, he accepted the cue ball, so he's feeling like he can clip this back thin. But it's
surely too thin. I mean, he can get to the edge of the red, but surely you can't cut that back. I mean, he's looking at taking it off the knuckle, but these knuckles have not been generous. We need to. I mean, we saw this earlier. Someone trying to do this. I think it was Greg Batten. He needed absolute dead weight. He's playing it with side as well to try and help. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Result.
Yeah.
I always think when you're playing Carl Morris, having a little touch like that off the jaws and landing okay, it's always a benefit. You never play for it, of course, but only matters if you make the 8 ball, though.
That was a tester. And he hit it with some pace as well. Making sure he got that cue ball above the middle pocket. That's probably what cost him. So coming up table. The 2 yellows to the left of the 8 ball, both going to have to go into bottom left. Neither past the 8 ball, so it'll probably come down for one of those now.
And again, not hanging about at all. I mean, they are all there, and I think this is the right way to go about it. To be honest with you, when you're playing timed matches, is to when they're there, don't overthink it, just to make sure and get it done. Don't let the clock get too deep.
Got a choice of 3 here. I think he'll be playing the one to the left of the 8's the one for me. He is flying around the table.
Yeah, very nicely done from Houdini. Big bounce from the bouncer. Big break from the bouncer even. No ball though, no friends out there.
Awkward though. Fiddly opener. He's got a yellow long. May just be able to get through to the plant of these 2 reds, but not convinced that he can. I think he'd like to be reds. I just don't think there's one there. If he can get through to the plant, it looks fairly well set. It's got a long yellow. Yeah, he's having a look at this plant now. I think that's a shot because it's the key to the frame. If he gets it, the rest link pretty well with each other. Yeah. Wasn't his first choice, but he saw it. Oh, just doesn't drop. I thought that was there.
Yeah, I did too. Very animated in his disgust. Look what he's left for Simon Fitzsimmons here.
Yeah, big shot that though, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah.
It's 3-1 or 2 each, pretty much nailed on with that one shot because you expect to clear from this situation. it's easy to look at these tables and just almost turn the players into robots and say, yeah, this is done, put it on the scoreboard. They still have to get them, but you expect them to clear this 95 out of 100. Little flick on the yellow has actually helped him. Just giving him an angle on the one to top left. I think he can work his way down the table here. He's going to take the one to top right, either or. Very close to the red on the way back across, but decent angle now. He can play into an area, you know, just somewhere just below the left centre pocket, and probably have a choice of two.
Would have been better if he could have got into that a little bit deeper, maybe get the bottom one of them out of the way.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. If he just sticks to the cushion a little bit more, if he's across 9 inches to the left, then he's got that one just above the 8 ball, and that really is the only problem ball. Shouldn't be a problem, but he still has to land it, and that was the right time to try and land it, I think. Should still be absolutely fine. He just screws straight back here. Just about the pace, but I mean he's got a margin of error. Again, a little flick on the yellow. Now probably use the side cushion, stun across the face of the 8 ball and back out again.
It's got to hit this well though.
Yeah.
This is quite a lot more angle than you'd think from the main camera.
Yeah.
So much so he's playing the cannon.
Just the cannon, yeah.
That was so dangerous because he could easily have potted the 8 ball in that shot, but controlled it well. Cue ball. Cue ball.
Oh, do you know what, Simon? When he was playing that shot, I could see him imparting a little bit of right hand side. Look at this, he's got right hand side.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Why would you put right side on the cue ball there?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it can help the pot,
But it was such an easy pot anyway, why worry? Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way that shot can go wrong, surely.
Yeah.
Oh, he just parked that cue ball in the middle of the table.
That may be one of the best breaks I've ever seen Carl Morris hit. He got through that so well.
Typical.
I think he'd love an opening yellow. I don't think he's got one.
No.
Having played the adventurous plant in the previous frame and it coming up wrong, I wonder if he wants to try it again on the yellows. Yeah, looks like he's eyeing it up again. This is big.
This one's tougher. And you're not guaranteed that it will come out either. The yellow could tie up on the red. It's all about the pace as well as the line. Tough opener.
Yeah. You have to say, I mean, I know the last one was off the Simon break and it was dry, so you can't really be too, kind of say it was unlucky for Carl not to have a better chance than he had, because he'd have taken that as an opportunity every single time. But this time around, the break was so good, he deserved better than that.
A little bit of second prize for Carl in that he didn't open up everything. So had he made that plant, he would have still had some work to do. The little square of 4 balls, the 2 yellows, the 8 ball and the red ball. The yellow just below the 8 ball, you can get to the potting angle to pot it in the middle, and then that opens the gap for the one to top left, so he might be okay. but he's going to need a good cue ball. If he can stun across the face of the yellow to get up onto that middle one of the 3 yellows next. He's looking at it. Even it doesn't have to be straight on it. I mean, he could finish low and play the cannon, just cannon into the red or the 8 ball.
Has he gone too far?
No, he's okay. I think now he could just run through and play a cannon on the red and leave the yellow to bottom left, or he could try and stun through the gap and push the yellow closer towards the pocket. Just really depends on what he's just off straight. Oh, he could hold the gap.
I think he would have rather had the angle you talked about, which was just to roll through and graze off the red.
Yeah, I thought he was just at a touch more angle than that. He couldn't hold that gap, but even holding that gap, he can't take that yellow because he can't get back out for the other one. So he's having to take the tougher yellow. I say tougher only because it was hampered. He plays it well. Play a little cannon onto the 8. Yeah, he does. Just push it towards the right centre, and that's a tidy clearance.
Oh, cue ball.
Yeah. Just played across, just catches just the right-hand side of, the left-hand side of the red as he was looking at it. And cue ball straight back into that top corner pocket.
Attention, station calls.
Again, choices, but I think my personal choice would be yellows.
Again, I think he has to start with a plant, though, doesn't he? I mean, this time it's one you absolutely shouldn't miss. This one's a whole different ball game to the last 2. I think I'd say is if you're going to play the yellow into right centre, just make sure you don't overhit it and use the red. Either or. If you're going to use the red, it's dead weight. If you're going to, or it's with pace. Don't let that red get in the way of the yellow to top right.
Yeah, I think he'll just be dropping this straight in. I don't think he'll be using the red at all. Oh, he did.
I'm surprised he said that with so much pace. I thought play it slowly like that, and the red's only going to move a few turns. But
I get he wanted to come across the left-hand side of the table, but for me, if he drops that into the middle, the cue ball just floats up just above where it was, and then he's got that yellow up to the top left. And
the one that he's playing now to right centre goes bottom left as well. So I'm really surprised with the way he played it, but it's worked out well for him.
Yeah, but that for me, that was the only way it could have gone wrong. Red could have so easily tied up the yellow in some way. Probably play for the gap now between the reds and the yellow. It's okay, he's not hampered, he can just cube aside the red. Needs that to move, yeah, he's okay. Carl's cue action is not one that you would teach.
Another brilliant break. Really is. Keep an eye on that as we go through the match and the competition if he was to progress. That break is on point so far.
Interestingly, that cue that that Carl has. He's had since he was 16 years old.
I heard you talking about this earlier on about Jason fixing it the ferrule for him.
Yeah, put a new ferrule on.
Yeah.
And Carl watched him do it over a Facebook Live.
It's very Carl Morris.
Yeah. If I'm trusting you with my cue, I want to see you do it.
Well, I'm guessing if he's had the cue since he was 16, then the cue is not a Jason Owen cue.
No.
So I'm surprised that Jason was brave enough to do it. I'd have been tempted to say, sorry, Carl, that's not for me. Jason's too nice a guy for that. That red just playing a little bit awkward here, actually. Yeah, that's what he's looking at, just making sure that he wants to leave. He has to leave more angle than he wants, but it's still controllable because he wants to be straight in on the last yellow. And the more angle he leaves, the harder it is, which is why he's pulled back. And that's a far better shot than it looks. Any flick on the red and he's in trouble.
Yeah, and even the pace there was no margin of error.
No.
A couple of inches too hard, and he's very awkward.
And then he's straight in enough to just hold the 8-ball here. And it's a very, very good break clearance once again. Looks sharp out there today. Just the two missed plants, really. Good win for Clayton.
He was a big price as well
in that match. That surprises me.
I know that price with the bookie.
Yeah, Neil's obviously a very, very, very solid professional player. Won many big titles. And Clayton's. It's always going to be a tough season for Clayton, wasn't it? Coming in as the world champion, and it's so strange to say that, but the world title, whilst it may carry the most prestige still in the game, it's far from the biggest title to win in the game. And I say that because there are so many of them. 4 world titles a year at current rate, which makes it hard to market on a kind of worldwide scale, or even a nationwide scale.
That's a lovely shot. He's played that to absolute perfection. Little cannon on the yellow to get onto this red, so he can now just make the 8-ball a little bit easier. Just nudges that up table, and all the hard work's done. That really was lovely, that previous shot. He's got that cue ball absolutely where he wants it at the moment. He really is in control. He's barely been more than a couple of inches out of position in the whole match.
He's come into this looking really sharp. I'm with you. He's looked. I mean, I say the 2 mistakes he's made are two challenging plants to start frames. He's looked so good. And it's another really good finish. Puts him 2 away and 2 in front. And he's doing it at a pace as well. He really is flying through these visits. Lost the cue ball a little bit more on this one, but it's still huge power.
Look at what he's left.
I mean, this is, for a professional pool player, this should be a 100 out of 100. You have to make a really bad error not to get out here. I'm really struggling to see how he can go wrong. Maybe not getting on the one into left centre correctly, the yellow playing a little big. I don't really think that's a... I mean, I'm struggling to see how he can't do that. if he gets this shot right, just comes across to the left-hand side, he should be able to fall on that ball in its natural line. Yeah, you just can't go wrong. The yellow doesn't play at all here with the way he's gone through this.
Flying is Carl Morris.
Fine.
Absolutely flying. This is as good as I've seen him play for a long time.
Yeah.
He's looked so sharp out there. He's in the sort of form that you can make a case for him winning the tournament.
Yeah, I don't know if he's staying in his camper van this weekend, but I wouldn't be racing to get back out there in this weather.
That's actually true, isn't it? I mean, maybe he's the most equipped to deal with the cold arena because he's staying in such a cold environment. But yeah, he's a character, is Carl. He travels to every single event in his camper van and parks up in the car park.
Him and Phil Harrison go back there between games and get the kettle on, have a brew and a biscuit.
Decent layout here, but he's got to get behind those two reds. I mean, they both go top right, and once you've got one out of the way, the other one then opens up to other pockets. But 8-ball plays quite big in terms of doing that. One good shot kind of wins the rack here.
I think he was playing his next shot onto the one to top left, but he just got the wrong angle. This is better. I mean, it's very straight. He's got a tiny bit of angle. He is the right side of it now.
It's just come too far down the table. Now he's in trouble.
Yeah. Again, you know, he's got a recovery ball to middle.
But that looks like it'd leave him too thin on the one to bottom left.
Yeah, to then get back up.
Yeah. I think he's in. Unless he can come across the table without touching the yellow here, when he plays the one to right centre, I think he's in a spot of bother.
Just loading it up.
Well, he felt he couldn't, so I don't think he can hold here.
Unless he can
Come
side cushion into the yellow.
Yeah, I'd have to get a lot of side on there.
Yeah. Other than that, it's twice across.
Twice across is what he was playing, but yellow was very big. That's where he put the yellow as well when he played the previous shot. And that could be that for Simon Fitzsimmons in Pro Series 9.
I'm trying to see any way of attacking from here. There's no double. You can't even get lucky. The 8-ball's in the way one way. He's going to go down and up and try and get something into the top left, top right. But
clutching at straws playing a shot like that, aren't you? Yeah. And he'll walk away knowing that his race is run here. It would take a major error from Carl Morris to let Simon back to the table. You have to say, I know we've harped on about it, the two missed plants, but other than that, Carl Morris has been fabulous in this match and as good as I've seen him in a while. Just overhit that one slightly. Still shouldn't really cause a problem.
Yeah, I mean, he could even go top left now and play that yellow to middle.
Pretty sure he's playing for straight in top right.
I think so too.
Then he's out.
Yep. Yep. Just play this top side cushion back across. Well, he's given it a look. He didn't want to finish high, I think he's just okay. He can... Yeah, just okay.
All in all, though, brilliant performance from Houdini. Carl Morris just looking absolutely on it. Cue ball under beautiful control all the way through, taking out some really good, clean, clinical finishes. And he knocks out the bouncer, Simon Fitzsimmons. And he looks like he's poised and ready for a run here at Pro Series 9. And he's always got plenty to say. We'll find out after the break.